Alright, shalom, shalom. That's part 3. So, Hebrews 4, verse 9, right? There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua, right? So, I believe the brother's post was to prove the law of the Sabbath still is in effect. Right? So, of course, we coming out of the world, so being in the world, we never took the Sabbath seriously, because you go to your Sunday church and then you go out to your IHOP or your pancake breakfast spot or whatever with the family after, right? So you're immediately breaking the Sabbath. You're congregating in walls built with hands. The Lord said, I don't dwell there. You in a what they call a whorehouse, right? Because they taking your money. You're prostituting your spirit to another god, right? Gods of stone, rock, whatever, plastic, whatever it has. White Jesus, right? That's a demon in itself. They have Greek mythology and they have Zeus, and then it goes back further before that, right? They've always followed their satanic. When you look at the statue of Lucifer, right? And Luciferian, all that is light bearer, sir. So they, again, just like they take white, they're not white, they're red, but they take that analogy and use it on them as if they're pure and holy. But they take the word Luciferian, Lucifer, to mean this evil, wickedly thing. It just means they hold the light, and they do hold the light. They hide the true light, but the Lord has given them the world for a time, right? Now, you got Santa Claus, you got all these statues, like the big one in Brazil of Satan, right? Satan is Satan's people is the Edomites, right? So-called white people, right? So you got and we always put out, it's not a color thing, it's not a skin color thing, but predominantly, yes, the people who lack the melanin, the one who has the leprosy, the ones who who hate God, right? They oppose God. They're opposite, and God made them that way. Just like Romans 9 said, we can't. Why are you mad at the Creator? Right? Or even the creation? Because see, once you come to the understanding that we are God's people, we hold the banner, we hold the ensign, we lift up these scriptures, we are the ones that keep the commandments, we are the ones that put these nations in order. The nations fall under us. It's just the Lord made them to be wicked, His sword. Now, that's why there's certain blueprints and precepts that tell you when you're dealing with your enemy, agree swiftly. There's things that you have to do in order to be delivered from the enemy, right? And of course, not to even get yourself into that predicament. But then again, there's a fifth trumpet with the persecution of the saints, right? So it's the Lord's movie, We know in part, we prophesy in part, right? The Lord's controlling everything. But back to the main point is us following a Sabbath, coming out of the world. They tell you, you just come to church, give them some money, they give you some feel good stuff. You go out and then you break the commandments again. Probably eating bacon right after church, right? Because the churches of this world don't teach you the heritage of God. Because this book is an Israelite book, the nation of Yasharallah, right? Not any other nation. That's in I mean, these are all Israelites in here, right? And it's not even like Hebrew is just a language. It's just a language. They all spoke Hebrew back then, right? And they, of course, the enemy changed it to a Yiddish. They changed their names. They changed dates. They changed times. They changed history. So you can't follow the narrative. You can't put together the pieces. But we're in a digital era, so it's very easy to understand who is what now. It's very easy. You can follow bloodlines. You can follow the narrative, and why the confusion is there is so that Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans don't know who they are, don't keep the commandments, don't come back to the power. Right? That's how you harness the power. Right? So back to the commandment of the Shabbat, right? There's many blessings on the Shabbat. Just like there's many blessings on keeping high holy days. A brother did a beautiful breakdown the other day on the Feast of Tabernacles. Right? And protecting your tabernacle. You know, your body, what you put into it, your mind. You know. We are the third temple being built. Right now. You know, and of course, we like to drink. We love women. But there's a good and a bad way. There's having moderation. There's having a sacredness about sex, right? It's a act that consummates a marriage, right? Sex is marriage. So when you engage with a woman on a sexual level, your two spirits become one. Right? So that's why a whore, she has many spirits on her, and mostly a wicked spirit, because she's engaged with so many different men. A woman is defiled once she commits adultery, leaves her first man. Right? So when you take a woman in times of war, you're supposed to make her works follow your works. And her mind, right, her strength, going towards what your strength is going towards, which is the kingdom of heaven. What we're building here is the Lord's righteous kingdom, right? And that goes back to the statute, laws, and commandments. Because if everybody falls down and is in order, there's not going to be adultery, there's not going to be killing, there's not going to be stealing, death, right? All of that is done away with. So you know, everything has to be done decently in order. And us as leaders have to instill these commandments, establish the commandment, right? Just like he said, is the law done away? God forbid. It's not done away with, right? Meaning, because as we walk in it, it comes naturally. You don't gotta go and search. No, we know we're not. We just abstain from eating certain things now. Touching death, you know, you're not supposed to touch certain carcasses, and once we figure out that, we no longer just do it, and if it happens accidentally in our ignorance, the Lord winks. We're not gonna willfully sin, right? We're not gonna willfully break a commandment. So again, wisdom is double to that which is. So here in this chapter, Hebrews chapter 4. We read about the rest of the Lord. So as we enter into this rest, as we're getting tried through the fire, life becomes easier and easier because the Lord sees He's trying us. It's like it says in Wisdom of Solomon, wisdom will try you. Let's get that. Because it's so beautiful. Wisdom is so beautiful. Right? Unto you, this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6. Verse 16. She goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her. Showeth herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeteth them in every thought. Right? For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. Right? So we got a self-control. You got to have self-control. You got to discipline yourself. And the care of discipline is love. So if you care for it, you want it, that's love. Love is the laws, because the laws discipline you. And love is keeping of her laws. Right? So the wisdom is the Lord's word. That's the Lord's word. Right? It goes back to Yahushua. Right? Who is the wisest king? Solomon. Solomon is Yahushua in the spirit. Yahushua came back many times. He came back as a perfect, beloved son, Yahushua. But before that, he was Adam. I believe Isaac. Right? He bestowed the blessing upon Jacob. Solomon. Right? And then who the world enemy calls Jesus, right? Yahushua. And love is the keeping of her laws. And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. So when someone tells you to do better and you do it, that takes heed in your body of incorruption. You're not going to continue on going down to a dead end. The guy's like, yo, there's no end over there. All right, I'm going to just go check it out. No, turn around and go back. Right? Not continue on your dead end. Turn around that you may live. Salaki, verse 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. And that's what the Lord says. Seek ye the kingdom, and all things will be established. So you got to desire wisdom to bring you to the kingdom. You got to want the laws. You got to want the love of the law. Is the love of God. Right? Alright, so again, wisdom is double to that which is. That's in Job, right? So let's get it real quick. Where is it? Job 11 verse 6. And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. As a brother put it, triple sometimes, and he made a perfect example. Right? It's almost like prophecy. It has happened before, it's happening now, and it will happen again. That same prophecy. That's why the Lord said, seek ye the old ways, and that you're established. Because when you walk in the laws, you're established. It's like Scripture said, we establish the law. Because the law is God. So you can be established. Everything gonna bow. Everything. Even Esau. Esau is gonna bow, whether he like it or not. The pride that puff him up, he ain't nothing. The Lord made him. 2/3 of the day, they're going to be proud and puff it. Yeah, they're going to get burnt. They're going to see the fire. But then come back more humble than they ever would be, because their ass going to be whooped into shape. They're going to be taught. All the wicked going to be gone. They're going to be in subjection. And the righteous going to rule with a rod of iron. Right? And it says, know therefore that God exacted of thee less than thine iniquity deserve it. Right? So, we've committed atrocious acts. Right? So, as we want better, we do better, we correct, we discipline our mind. Right? The Lord has mercy and favor on us. Yasharallah. So, we've done things worthy of death. Worthy of death. Like, before the Lord came on the scene, right? In the old law, you would be put to death. You'd be stoned for certain atrocities, certain sins, breaking of the law. Now you're pardoned for a time being, with this favor, right? Will you prosper? No. You won't prosper if you continue in wickedness, right? It says there's a way. There's a way that seemeth right, but death is in the end. Cause sin bringeth forth death. No matter what it is, if you transgressing, uh, um, like on your dietary, if you're transgressing on the dietary laws, ceremonial laws, you're gonna get cut off from the Lord, because the Lord said it. The Lord said it. The Lord said, if you don't keep this high holy days, you'll be cut off from your people. Day of Atonement, right? The day you fast for the transgressions that you've committed, right? If you don't keep that day, then you're going to continue to transgress. And transgression leads to death. Right? So we covering Shabbat, right? And the Shabbat, the double to that which is here, is keeping the Sabbath to find rest on that day. Now, to double to that which is keeping the laws. You enter into rest of the Lord. Your worries is different. You don't entangle yourself with the worries of this world no more. Now you're seeking fear and trembling from the Lord. You're seeking favor of the Lord, not men. Because now you're, good job, enter into this rest. Comes from the Lord. Not brethren say, good job, brother. You've done good. Or, man, you the shit, man. Whatever a brother or sister may say. Hey, it says take a compliment from someone else, not from yourself. But even though that compliment comes, you're not gonna get big headed. You're gonna say Tawada and all praise to the Most High, because your gift, your blessing comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, which is rest. It's spiritual, right? We wrestle with principalities in high places. We're not wrestling with each other. We're really not. Even if there's a demon on your brother or sister, the word cleanses him. The word of the Lord cleanses him or her. So you're not wrestling with their flesh. You're not even wrestling with the spirit of them. You're going to give it, and they're either going to take heed, or actually you end up separating. Because righteousness can't dwell with darkness, right? And what does it say? Don't be righteous over much, lest you die, right? So why would you put your stress into that? Why would you put all your stress into it?